Pisces, listen closely. September 20th is not just another date on the calendar. It is a cosmic checkpoint, a doorway that opens once every century, a door that decides who rises into their miracle and who remains trapped in their cycle of struggle. This isn't just astrology, this is destiny engineering itself into reality. And here's the warning: if you miss it, the universe will not wait. The clock will reset, and the blessings meant for you will flow to someone else. The signs are already here. You've felt them deep in your bones. Sudden mood swings that come without reason. Old wounds, old karma, old shadows resurfacing when you thought they were long gone. Dreams that feel too vivid, too real, like messages being carved directly into your subconscious. Pisces, the universe is speaking, louder than ever before. It is pushing you, shaking you, demanding your attention. Why? Because hidden behind this chaos is the greatest miracle of 2025. 5 shocking blessings written in the stars designed for your soul are about to collide with your reality. Wealth, love, freedom, healing, and destiny. Not 1, not 2, but 5. Each one powerful enough to transform your life. Each one a turning point that generations before you could only dream of. And yet, these blessings are not automatic. They will not be handed to the careless. They will not wait for hesitation. They belong only to those who recognize the signs, those who are willing to step forward even when fear tries to hold them back. Think of September 20th as a cosmic storm. To most, it will look like chaos. But for you, Pisces, hidden inside the storm is a treasure chest so powerful it can rewrite your future in ways you never imagined. But here's the danger. You only get one shot. If you turn away, if you doubt, if you let fear dictate your steps, the miracle fades, the door slams shut, and the cycle repeats. So I ask you, when the 20th arrives, will you be ready? Will you claim what the universe has been preparing for you all along? Or will you let it slip into the shadows, lost forever? Pisces, the choice is yours, but the countdown has already begun. Pisces, your soul has carried a weight for far too long, a weight that wasn't always yours to carry. Generational wounds, silent burdens, the invisible chains of other people's mistakes, disappointments and expectations. You've been the healer, the listener, the dreamer who absorbs pain without complaint. But September 20th changes that. On this day, the weight either breaks you down or breaks open a blessing that has been waiting in the shadows, ready to erupt into your life like a tidal wave. This is the first warning the universe is giving you. Prepare yourself. Because what you've been holding on to, those old cycles, those unfinished battles, those doubts that whisper late at night, are reaching their expiration date. The cosmos will no longer allow you to carry what doesn't belong to you. The signs are subtle, yet unmistakable. You may feel restless, anxious. You may wake up in the middle of the night with your heart pounding for no reason. You may notice people from your past resurfacing, not by accident, but because the energy is pulling every unfinished thread into the open. And here's the key, Pisces. That first ripple, that first whisper of change arrives as unexpected news. It won't come wrapped in flashing lights or loud announcements. No, it will appear quietly, like a knock at the door, like a message that seems ordinary at first glance, but carries the seed of something extraordinary. Perhaps it's a phone call from someone you haven't spoken to in years. Perhaps it's an email that lands in your inbox with an opportunity you never saw coming. Perhaps it's a chance encounter with a stranger who feels strangely familiar. On the surface, it might look small, forgettable, easy to dismiss. But this is where most people fail. They ignore the ripple. They overlook the seed. They shrug off the sign. And when they do, the blessing remains dormant. Not you, Pisces, not this time. because the ripple, when honoured, becomes a wave, and that wave will carry you directly into the first blessing written in your stars. But here's the hidden danger. You won't recognise it if you're too focused on what's crumbling around you. The universe works in disguise. The greatest opportunities often come wrapped in confusion. The doorway to your miracle often looks like an ending, not a beginning. So if you find yourself losing something around this date, if a relationship suddenly ends, if a job falls apart, if plans collapse, pause before you mourn. Ask yourself, is this destruction, or is this the clearing required for my blessing to land? Pisces, your soul has always been tuned to the frequency of signs. You notice what others ignore. You feel what others dismiss. That sensitivity is not weakness. It is your weapon. And on September 20th, it is the very tool that will allow you to spot the ripple before it becomes a tidal wave. Imagine this. You're sitting in silence when a message arrives. It looks simple, but the words echo louder than they should. Or you overhear a conversation that feels directed at you, even though it wasn't. Or a stranger offers a sentence, a piece of advice that sticks in your mind for days. These are not coincidences. These are coded signals from the universe. The first blessing begins here. It won't come with fireworks. It won't announce itself with grand speeches. It will arrive quietly, almost shyly, testing if you're awake enough to see it. And when you do, when you recognize the seed, everything changes. What begins as a ripple grows into a current, and that current becomes unstoppable. It sweeps away stagnation. It carries opportunities you thought were lost. It delivers the very thing your heart has been aching for, though you may not have been able to put it into words. But remember this, Pisces. The blessing is tied to your awareness. Ignore it, and the wave never forms. Pay attention, and you unlock the first of the 5 miracles that September 20th holds for you. This is the first test, not of strength, but of vision. Can you see what others can't? Can you trust the small sign before it becomes undeniable? Because the truth is simple. The tidal wave of blessing is already moving toward you. The only question is, will you be ready to ride it, or will you stand frozen on the shore as it passes you by? The first blessing, Pisces, is wealth. But this is not ordinary money. This is not the slow, grinding kind of income that drains your energy. No, this is sudden alignment wealth. Wealth that flows not because you chase it, but because the universe aligns you with it. Picture it. Doors you thought were locked suddenly swing open. Projects that once stalled now burst into motion. Recognition finds you without you begging for it. Opportunities appear like golden bridges where before there were only walls. Maybe it's an old investment finally paying off. Maybe a hidden talent is discovered by the right person at the right time. Maybe it's a forgotten effort suddenly bearing fruit. Years later, like a harvest you never expected. And for some Pisces, this blessing may arrive as pure synchronicity, being in the right place at the right time, meeting someone who shifts everything, or stumbling upon an idea so powerful it changes the trajectory of your life. But here's the twist. This wealth does not respond to desperation. It will not come if you chase it with fear, if you cling too tightly to control. The harder you force it, the faster it slips through your hands. Instead, this blessing arrives when you trust the tide, when you allow yourself to flow, not push, when you release the belief that you must struggle for every coin. Wealth is not just currency, it is energy. And when your energy aligns with abundance, the universe multiplies it. So, Pisces, on September 20th, prepare yourself. The shift is real. The first blessing of wealth is not earned through battle, it is received through surrender. And when it comes, it won't just add to your life, it will transform it. The second blessing, Pisces, is love. On September 20th, the cosmos doesn't just shift your finances or your opportunities, it opens the heart portal. This is a doorway that glows only a few times in a lifetime, and when it does, It pulls forward the person or the connection your soul has been quietly summoning. Pisces, you've always loved differently. Your love runs deep. When you give everything, your time, your energy, your spirit. But too often that love has been misunderstood, taken for granted, or left unanswered. You've carried heartbreaks that never truly healed, and you've questioned if the universe even remembered the love you've poured into others. September 20th is your answer. Someone you thought was lost may resurface. A person whose absence carved silence into your life may suddenly reappear, not by accident, but because divine timing is now in play. For others, it won't be the return of the old. It will be the arrival of the new. A stranger perhaps, but not a stranger to your soul. Someone whose energy feels familiar the moment you meet them. Someone who carries the exact vibration your spirit has been whispering for, even in your dreams. This isn't ordinary romance. This isn't a temporary fling or a passing attraction. This is destiny-driven love. The kind of connection that feels guided, written, inevitable. A partner who doesn't just see your beauty, but your scars and calls you divine anyway. A person who doesn't fear your depth, but swims in it willingly. But here's the truth, destiny's love is rarely simple. It shakes foundations. It demands choices. But here's the twist. Love on September 20th will not arrive without a decision. The universe will place before you a choice. Cling to the past or surrender to the unknown. The past will call out, familiar, comfortable, predictable. But comfort isn't growth. If you choose to cling to what's safe but stagnant, the portal will close. The blessing will slip away and love will return to silence. But if you surrender, if you open your heart to the unknown, you step into a love that changes everything. A love that heals wounds you thought would never close. A love that restores faith in the divine timing you once doubted. For some Pisces, this blessing may also mean releasing a connection that is blocking your heart, letting go of the one who cannot meet you at your depth, walking away from the one who drains your spirit instead of fueling it. It may hurt in the moment, but it clears the path for what is meant to be. Pisces, you are not meant for half love. You are not meant for watered-down affection or one-sided devotion. Your heart is a temple of oceans, and only someone who can honor that depth deserves entry. September 20th is the day the universe enforces that truth, so prepare yourself. The heart portal is opening. The vibration of destiny-driven love is entering your field. Whether it comes as a return or a beginning, you will know it by the way your soul feels both calm and electrified at once. Do not doubt it. Do not run from it. Do not question if you are worthy. You are, and you always have been. But remember this, love is a gift, not a guarantee. The choice will be yours, the past or the unknown, fear or surrender, pain or miracle. And only one of those paths leads to the blessing your soul has been waiting for. The third blessing, Pisces, is justice. For too long, you've walked a path where others underestimated you, doubted you, or even betrayed you. You've been the quiet strength in the room, the one who gave without asking for recognition. And yet, how often did that generosity get twisted? How often were your intentions misread, your words ignored, or your spirit taken advantage of? The universe has watched. Every sleepless night, every tear, every moment when you whispered, "Why me?" The cosmos recorded it all. Not to punish you, but to prepare the perfect moment of balance. And that moment is September 20th. On this day, the hidden truths begin to surface. Masks fall. Lies collapse under their own weight. The shadows that worked against you cannot survive under this cosmic light. And the scales finally tip in your favor. This justice may show up in many forms. For some, it will be legal matters resolving in your favor, where evidence suddenly emerges or a decision swings your way. For others, it may be in the workplace, where those who tried to sabotage you are exposed, while your integrity shines brighter than ever. For others still, it may appear in family dynamics, where the unspoken karma of generations finally dissolves, leaving you lighter, freer, unchained. But know this, justice does not always arrive in the way you imagine. You may expect a dramatic confrontation, a courtroom showdown, or a grand apology. Yet the universe doesn't work on human pride, it works on cosmic balance. But here's the twist. Justice won't look like revenge. It won't feed your ego or give you the chance to say, "I told you so." Instead, it will look like freedom. Because true justice is not about proving others wrong. It's about releasing their hold on you forever. It's about no longer carrying the chains of betrayal, doubt, or manipulation. It's about walking forward while they remain stuck in the mess they created for themselves. And here's the sweetest part. Freedom will taste far better than revenge ever could. Revenge ties you to the past. Freedom propels you into your future. On September 20th, Pisces, you may witness people who wronged you finally facing their own consequences, not because you forced it, but because universal law demands it. Karma, delayed though it may be, is never denied, and as they face their lessons, you step into liberation. Suddenly, doors that were blocked open wide. Suddenly, the heavy cloud over your spirit begins to dissolve. Suddenly, you breathe easier, not because they were punished, but because you are free. This blessing reminds you of a truth you've always known deep down. Your soul was never meant to stay trapped in cycles of injustice. You were not born to be the victim of lies. You were born to embody truth, light, and divine integrity. And the universe at last honors that. So when September 20th arrives, do not look for revenge, look for release. Notice the way situations untangle themselves. Notice the sudden clarity. Notice the chains snapping where you thought they would last forever. Pisces, your justice is here. And it comes not to fuel anger, but to restore peace. It comes not to prove others wrong, but to prove you right in your own spirit. It comes not to destroy, but to set you free. Because when justice arrives, it does not shout. It whispers, "You are no longer bound. Step forward." And that whisper, Pisces, is louder than any courtroom gavel, any apology, any revenge. It is the sound of your spirit unchained. The fourth blessing is freedom. Pisces, do you feel it? The heaviness that has sat on your shoulders for months, maybe years, is finally loosening. The chains that once defined you, fear, toxic connections, self-doubt, are breaking. This isn't just symbolic. You will feel it in your body. Your breath will deepen. Your heart will beat calmer. Your steps will feel lighter, as though the ground beneath you is no longer pulling you down. You'll look in the mirror and realize you are no longer the same version of yourself that once begged for approval or lived for permission. It's as if the universe itself is handing you the keys to your own prison. But here's the twist. Freedom requires courage. Not everyone around you will clap when you rise. Some will whisper, some will criticize, some will fear your glow because your liberation exposes their chains. And this is where the final test comes. Will you shrink back into their cage, or will you soar? For years, Pisces, your compassionate nature made you a magnet for other people's burdens. You carried responsibilities that were never yours. You stayed silent to keep the peace, even when silence strangled your truth. You sacrificed your joy because you believed loyalty meant self-destruction. But September 20th cracks the lock. This day is a spiritual jailbreak. Imagine it. A cage door swings open. The world is wide. The air is pure. The sun is calling you out. All you have to do is step forward. Yet fear whispers, what if it's safer inside? What if you're not ready? What if freedom means losing them? But that whisper is a lie. The truth is, you were born for this flight. The blessing of freedom will appear in layers. Emotional freedom. The guilt you've carried finally dissolves. A weight you didn't even realize you were dragging suddenly vanishes. Tears may come, but they'll be tears of relief, not sorrow. Spiritual freedom. Old contracts, karmic ties, and soul debts are ending. Dreams may show you people from your past, waving goodbye, as if the universe itself is releasing you from the agreements that no longer serve your evolution. Physical freedom. You may feel a sudden urge to change your environment, move homes, switch careers, travel, or simply rearrange your space. Your body will crave movement, new air, new beginnings. Each layer is proof that the prison doors are wide open. But freedom, Pisces, is never free. It demands a choice. There will be people who feel threatened by your release. They will call you selfish. They will say you've changed. They will remind you of who you used to be, hoping to drag you back into their comfort zone. Some may even try to guilt you into staying small. But remember this, their fear is not your responsibility. You can either shrink back, fitting yourself into a life that was never meant for you, or you can soar into a sky that was waiting for you all along. The ones who love you will celebrate your wings. The ones who only loved your chains will fall away. And that's how you'll know who truly belongs in your next chapter. September 20th is not just another date. It is your liberation day. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing at the edge of a cliff, wings unfurling. Behind you, the cage, the prison, the past. Ahead of you, the horizon, endless, glowing, free. The universe whispers, "Fly." Pisces, will you answer? The fifth and final blessing is destiny. Pisces, deep down you've always known it. You weren't born to simply survive. You weren't born to just pay bills, to blend in, or to live quietly in the background. You were born with fire in your soul and light in your hands. You were born to guide, to heal, to create. On September 20th, the universe aligns you with that truth. This is not a coincidence. It is a cosmic appointment written into your soul before you were even born. Dreams will speak louder. Signs will flash in front of you. Synchronicities will appear so obvious you'll know they aren't random. The number patterns, the names repeating, the sudden feeling that you're being pushed in a direction you didn't plan. That's not chance, that's destiny knocking. But here's the twist. Destiny demands action. If you hesitate, if you delay, the window closes. The moment fades. But if you leap, if you step forward with courage, everything shifts instantly. Pisces, destiny is not just about what happens to you. Destiny is about who you choose to become. It is the silent calling you felt in your bones, the restless pull that never let you stay satisfied with ordinary. Others may not understand it because they weren't given your vision. But you've felt it every single day you've tried to shrink. This blessing is not subtle. September 20th is a cosmic alignment where doors that were sealed shut will suddenly open. Opportunities will arrive, sometimes disguised as challenges, sometimes disguised as risks. But hidden in those risks are golden keys. Imagine this, you wake up and see a message, an invitation, a chance that feels too aligned to ignore. Or maybe a stranger says something that sends chills through your body. Or perhaps your dreams show you the path you've been doubting, but with clarity so sharp it feels undeniable. This is how destiny speaks, not in whispers anymore, but in thunder. But here is the truth very few admit. Destiny is demanding. It does not wait, it does not beg, it does not knock forever. Destiny says, leap now and the bridge will appear. Wait too long and the chance will fade into dust. This is why September 20th will test you. Will you answer the call? Will you risk stepping into the unknown, trusting that the universe does not fail those who are brave? Or will you hide in comfort, letting fear rob you of the story your soul was meant to write? Pisces, you've been prepared for this moment. Every heartbreak, every delay, every betrayal you endured, It wasn't punishment, it was preparation. It was sharpening your intuition, strengthening your spirit, molding you into the vessel that could finally carry your higher calling. And now, you are ready. This final blessing doesn't just bring clarity, it brings responsibility. When the universe reveals your mission, you can't look away. The signs will be too clear, too loud. Some of you will feel the call to guide others through teaching, healing, or creating art that stirs souls awake. Others will be pulled into leadership, taking risks that impact not just you, but entire communities. And some of you will discover spiritual gifts, intuition, visions, an unshakable sense of knowing that you can no longer dismiss as coincidence. This is why destiny is sacred. It awakens not just what you do, but who you are. But remember this, destiny without action is just a dream. The blessing of September 20th gives you a cosmic window. Step through it, and your life can accelerate years ahead in a single decision. Ignore it, and the energy fades into the background, waiting for another cycle, sometimes years later. Pisces, the universe doesn't want you to wait anymore. It's calling you now. Close your eyes. See yourself stepping into the unknown. But instead of fear, you feel certainty. You feel the ground forming under your feet with every step. That's how destiny works. The path appears only when you walk it. So the question is, will you? Pisces, let's bring it all together. September 20th is not an ordinary date. It is a cosmic doorway, a threshold between the old you and the destiny you were meant to claim. And waiting on the other side are 5 shocking blessings that will change everything. Wealth that doesn't trickle, it crashes into your life like a miracle tide. Unexpected opportunities, recognition you thought was lost, and sudden financial doors opening. Love that feels written in the stars, a soul connection that mirrors your wounds and your divinity, reminding you that you were never meant to walk alone. Justice that restores your power, the truth rising, lies collapsing, and karmic balance tipping in your favor at last. Freedom that breaks every chain, fear, toxic cycles, self-doubt, all dissolving so you can finally breathe, finally move, finally live. Destiny that activates your higher calling, the reason you were born, the mission your soul has been whispering for years, revealed in undeniable signs and synchronicities. 5 blessings, 5 keys, 5 miracles waiting for you on September 20th. But here's the twist, not everyone will see these blessings. Some will see chaos where you see alignment. Some will see endings where you see beginnings. Some will cling to fear while you step into faith. This is the razor's edge of September 20th. 2 people can live through the same day. One sees destruction, the other sees rebirth. One feels cursed, the other feels chosen. Which one you become depends on one thing, your awareness. Pisces, this is why the universe is whispering so loudly. This is why your dreams have been restless. This is why your emotions feel like storms you can't contain. Because the blessings don't just fall into your lap, they demand recognition. Think about it. Wealth may arrive disguised as risk. Love may appear through someone you least expect. Justice may come in a form that doesn't look like victory, but freedom. Destiny may call you toward a path that feels terrifying at first. And this is the real test. Will you dismiss the signs because they don't look like what you imagined? Or will you trust the current even when the waters look dark? Remember this, Pisces, September 20th is a mirror. It will show you not just the blessings, but the fears that have kept you from them. If you cling to fear, you see loss. If you rise in faith, you see miracles. This is why most people miss their moment. They're too distracted by the noise, too scared of change, too blind to see that chaos is just the disguise of transformation. But you are not most people. You are a Pisces, the dreamer, the seer, the one who feels currents before they reach the shore. And that is your advantage. The question is, will you trust your vision long enough to claim what's already yours? The door opens once, Pisces, just once. September 20th is not just a date, it's a doorway, a cosmic checkpoint where your past and your future collide. One step forward and you enter the miracle zone, the realm where blessings align, where wealth, love, justice, freedom and destiny finally pour into your life. One step back and the cycle repeats. The same struggles, the same patterns, the same waiting for someday, and that someday could stretch another year or longer. So the question burns, which path will you take? Pisces, this is not about luck. This is about choice. The universe has already set the table. The blessings are real. The signs are clear. The synchronicities have been shouting for weeks. But the door does not stay open forever. Think of it like a tide. When it rises, you must ride the wave, or it recedes, leaving you standing on the shore, wondering what could have been. That is why September 20th feels so heavy in your spirit, why your dreams have been louder, why your emotions feel unexplainable, because your soul knows this is a turning point. But here's the suspense. Not everyone will walk through. Some will doubt, some will freeze, some will cling to their comfort even as it chains them to the old life. Pisces, don't let that be you. The final choice is simple, but it is not easy. To step forward means letting go of the fear, the excuses, the voices that said, "You're not ready." To step back means surrendering your miracle to another cycle of waiting. So ask yourself right now, are you ready to claim the wealth that's been circling you? Are you ready to open to love that feels written in your stars? Are you ready to stand in the justice that restores your power? Are you ready to breathe the freedom that was always yours? Are you ready to awaken the destiny only your soul can fulfill? The stars have already written it. The universe has already prepared it, but only you can choose it. Pisces, September 20th is the final cosmic test. 5 blessings are sealed in the stars: wealth, love, justice, freedom, destiny. The universe has prepared the stage. The signs are already here. Now the question is, will you step forward and claim them, or let the miracle slip into silence? Remember this, when the day arrives, hesitation is defeat. Action is destiny. The stars have spoken. The door is open. Pisces, your miracle is waiting. Step through.